There's absolutely no shame in stealing someone's style or aesthetic and building on it to make it your own. Let's face the truth here. Not all of us were born with a brain that is good at picking out a nice style for ourselves. Whether it's clothes, a haircut, or a beard style, or just an overall aesthetic, whatever that pertains to, it just doesn't come naturally for some of us. And that's completely okay. You don't need to be a stylist to look good, and one of the best ways to up your aesthetic game is by copying someone that already has good style.
Where'd you get your suits made?
I'm a tailor, New York City. Look, Bonacci. Italian. It's my uncle. He makes suits in the basement of Mad Street. He is my uncle. So every stitch, stitched with blood.
Let me show you the clearest example of this. We all know of Conor McGregor, the famous MMA fighter recognizable for his unique look all over the world. Did you know that his whole aesthetic, down to his tattoos, was copied straight from a random Canadian Instagram model? On his come up to stardom, McGregor needed an aesthetic that helped him stand out. So what did he do? He straight up ripped the hairstyle, beard style, and tattoos of an Instagram model, and it worked. We now associate that entire look with McGregor. But he did it correctly. He found a person that had similar features to him and copied and built off that person's aesthetic. Where a lot of guys get it wrong is they will see a style they like on a person that looks absolutely nothing like them, and they'll attempt to replicate it and fail miserably. The general rules when looking to copy someone's aesthetic are the following. Number 1, are they in the same age bracket as me? This is very important. You don't want to be 40 years old copying someone that's 30. Number 2, does their look only work because they're famous or in a specific industry, like music or art? There's certain looks and aesthetics that people in certain industries can get away with, that even if you look exactly like that person, you will never pull that off because you're an accountant. Number 3, do they have the same features as me? This one should be obvious by now. If the person looks nothing like you, why do you think their aesthetic would suit you? The overall spirit of this is to find someone that's somewhat like you and the same demographic as you. If you're a 40-year-old accountant, don't steal the look of a SoundCloud rapper. We all know of that guy in high school that used to wear suits to school because that's the aesthetic he liked and that's what he thought would make him look mature. But we all know it doesn't. It only makes you look cringe. So context is definitely important when getting a new aesthetic. There is someone that looks just like you that has a sick aesthetic that you could copy and build on no matter who you are. I don't care if you're 5'4", bald, and built like George Costanza. There's a guy with your look absolutely killing it somewhere out there, and your job is to find him and copy him and see what he's doing right. Now, the last part of this is building on the aesthetic. You don't want to find a guy with an aesthetic you like that looks somewhat like you and copy him, but stalk the dude for the rest of his life and steal any look that he has. What you want to do when you get the core style down is to build on it and add your own flair. This can be hard, but after doing all the legwork of copying a new aesthetic, it should be a lot easier to know what works on you and what doesn't.